Become obsessive yargiardo duty. No one is coming to save you. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your parents, not your boss, not the universe. It's on you. And that's not a punishment, that's power. The moment you accept that truth is the moment your real growth begins. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for the right time, the right break, the right person, the right motivation to finally change your life. But here's the reality. That moment isn't coming. There is no magic door that opens when the stars align. Life doesn't hand out permission slips for success. You have to create your own. When you finally stop expecting someone else to rescue you, everything shifts. You stop wasting time hoping for help and start building yourself into the kind of person who doesn't need saving. Because here's the truth. The most powerful thing you can ever do is take full responsibility for your growth. Every mistake, every lesson, every victory. That's where your freedom lies. Growth isn't supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to stretch you, scare you, and strip away the things that keep you small. Most people never grow because they stop too early. They give up when it hurts instead of realizing that the discomfort is the doorway. The pain is proof that you're evolving. You have to learn to fall in love with that process. The grind, the discipline, the silence. Because that's where transformation happens. You can't build a strong life on weak habits. If you want to grow, you have to obsess over it. You have to make growth your priority, not your hobby. That means getting honest about where you are and what's holding you back. It means saying no to distractions, no to excuses, and no to the old version of yourself. The only person stopping you from your next level is the one staring back in the mirror. So here's my challenge to you. Stop waiting for motivation and start moving with discipline. Stop wishing someone would believe in you and start proving that you believe in yourself. Every time you show up for yourself, when you don't feel like it, when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, you build strength that no one can take away. You become unstoppable because your power no longer depends on anyone else's validation. The truth is simple. If you want to grow, you've got to want it more than you want comfort. You've got to want it enough to wake up early, stay late, and push yourself further than yesterday. You've got to want it enough to keep going even when no one notices or claps. Growth isn't for those who wait, it's for those who decide. No one's coming to fix your life. That's not bad news, that's your greatest gift. Because it means the pen is in your hand. You get to write the story. You get to decide who you become. And once you realize that, once you truly own that, you'll stop waiting for change and start becoming it. Taking radical responsibility for your life is the moment everything changes. It's when you stop pointing fingers, stop making excuses, and stop waiting for someone else to fix what only you can. Most people live their entire lives trapped in blame, blaming their past, their circumstances, their parents, their boss, or the system. But the hard truth is this: the longer you blame, the longer you stay powerless. Responsibility doesn't mean it's your fault. It means it's your move. The moment you decide that everything in your life, the good, the bad, and the in-between, is up to you to change, you take back your power. When you own your story, you stop being a victim of it. You stop living in reaction mode and start living in creation mode. That's the difference between people who stay stuck and those who rise. The ones who rise don't wait for perfect conditions. They build from what they have, where they are. They look at their pain and say, okay, this happened. Now what am I going to do about it? That mindset shift alone separates dreamers from doers. Because it's easy to complain. It's easy to stay in the comfort of self-pity. But there's nothing powerful about waiting for life to be fair. What's powerful is saying, even if it's not my fault, it's still my responsibility to make it better. Taking responsibility means facing the uncomfortable truth that your life is a reflection of your choices, your habits, your priorities, your beliefs. It's not about guilt, it's about ownership. When you truly believe that you are in control of how you respond, you realize no one can hold you back but you. You stop giving away your energy to things you can't control. You stop waiting for external validation and start building internal strength. Because the minute you say it's up to me, your brain stops looking for an escape route and starts searching for solutions. You shift from helpless to capable, from reactive to proactive. This mindset gives you freedom, the kind most people never experience because they're too busy blaming something outside of them. You start to see that no one's coming to push you, no one's coming to remind you, and no one's coming to save you. It's your job to get up, to grow up, and to show up for your life. You are your own backup plan. And when you understand that, you stop needing permission to start. You realize you don't need anyone to choose you because you've already chosen yourself. The truth is, responsibility is where real peace lives. When you stop outsourcing your happiness and success to other people, you stop being disappointed when they don't deliver. You take charge of your emotions, your actions, and your results. And yes, it's hard, but it's worth it. Because when you take full responsibility, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for change and start creating it. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's the invitation. It's the signal that you're stepping into something new, something bigger than where you are right now. Most people spend their entire lives running from discomfort, avoiding hard conversations, tough challenges, or anything that pushes them out of their comfort zone. But growth never happens where it's easy. The people who evolve, who rise, who truly transform are the ones who learn to make peace with being uncomfortable. They understand that pain is not punishment, it's feedback. It's the body and mind saying, "You're growing." When you start chasing growth, discomfort becomes your greatest teacher. Every moment that challenges you is revealing what still needs work. Your patience, your confidence, your consistency, your mindset. Think about it: when everything is smooth and comfortable, there's no reason to change. You stay the same because nothing is testing you. But when things get hard, when you feel stretched thin, when you're uncertain, that's when you have a choice. You can either retreat back into safety, or you can stand in the storm and learn how to navigate it. The second choice is where transformation lives. You have to start seeing discomfort as a sign that you're on the right path. That anxiety before you take a risk, that's growth. The frustration you feel when you fail, that's growth. The fear of being judged when you step out of your comfort zone, that's growth too. Every single emotion that makes you uncomfortable is a doorway to the next level of your potential. But only if you're brave enough to walk through it. The problem is most people stop at the threshold. The moment it hurts, they quit. They tell themselves, maybe this isn't meant for me, but that's the lie comfort tells you. The truth is, growth demands discomfort. If it's easy, it's not changing you. When you start embracing discomfort, everything changes. You stop seeing hard things as barriers and start seeing them as training. You realize every challenge is sculpting you into someone stronger, wiser, more capable. The pressure you feel isn't breaking you, it's shaping you. Diamonds don't form without pressure. Muscles don't grow without resistance. And character doesn't develop without struggle. It's the resistance that builds resilience. There will be days when discomfort feels unbearable, when you want to give up, walk away, or settle. But if you can remind yourself that this moment, this exact pain, is temporary and purposeful, you'll find strength you didn't know you had. Every person who's ever achieved something great had to learn how to be uncomfortable and keep going anyway. Growth is not about avoiding pain, it's about mastering it. You don't get stronger by staying safe. You get stronger by stepping into the fire and trusting that you'll come out refined, not destroyed. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's what separates the people who dream from the people who do. Motivation feels good. It gives you that spark, that rush of energy that makes you want to change your life. But motivation is unreliable. It disappears the moment things get hard or boring. Discipline, on the other hand, is the quiet force that keeps you moving even when every part of you wants to stop. It's not flashy, it's not fun, and it rarely feels exciting. But it's what actually builds success. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Most people wait to feel ready before they act. They think they need to feel confident, inspired, or in the right mood. But the truth is, action creates emotion, not the other way around. When you act with discipline, your brain learns to follow through even when it doesn't feel like it. That's how habits are formed. That's how consistency becomes second nature. You start to realize that the people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, aren't more talented or lucky than you. They're just more disciplined. They've trained themselves to show up no matter how they feel. Discipline is self-respect in action. It's keeping the promises you make to yourself. When you tell yourself you'll wake up early and you actually do, you build trust with yourself. When you say you'll go to the gym or work on your goals and you follow through, you prove that your word matters. Every small act of discipline strengthens that inner trust, and over time, that trust becomes unshakable confidence. You stop relying on external validation because you've built internal proof that you can count on yourself. The thing about discipline is that it's simple, but it's not easy. It's saying no to distractions when your mind is craving comfort. It's choosing long-term rewards over instant gratification. It's turning down the volume on excuses and turning up the volume on your goals. Every time you push through resistance, you're rewiring your brain to favor action over avoidance. That's how growth compounds. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to keep momentum. And yes, you will fail sometimes. You'll miss a day, break a habit, or fall off track. But discipline isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about getting back up again and again until following through becomes your natural state. Because the truth is, discipline doesn't take away your freedom. It gives you more of it. It frees you from regret, from chaos, from inconsistency. It allows you to build the kind of life that feels stable, confident, and full of purpose. Once you understand that discipline isn't punishment but power, you stop fighting it and start using it to transform everything in your life. You can't grow in an environment that drains your energy, doubts your vision, or constantly reminds you of who you used to be. The people you surround yourself with have the power to either elevate you or suffocate your potential. Energy is contagious, whether it's positive or negative. And if you spend too much time around people who complain, criticize, or settle, you'll eventually start doing the same. Growth requires distance from comfort zones and proximity to inspiration. That means you have to be intentional about your environment, who you spend time with, what you consume, and what energy you allow into your life. Many people stay stuck because they're afraid to outgrow others. They fear being misunderstood, judged, or alone. But what they don't realize is that staying small to keep others comfortable is the fastest way to kill your own potential. You were never meant to stay in the same place emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Growth demands that you evolve, and evolution often requires separation. Sometimes that means walking away from people you love. Not because you don't care about them, but because you care about yourself enough to choose peace over chaos, progress over stagnation. When you start working on yourself, not everyone will celebrate it. Some will mock your discipline, question your goals, or remind you of your past mistakes. But that's not your problem. That's a reflection of their fear. People project their limitations onto others when they're too afraid to confront their own. You can't convince someone to see your vision if they've already decided to stay blind to their own. That's why it's so important to guard your energy like it's your most valuable asset. Because it is. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's survival. The truth is you can't rise in noise. Growth requires clarity, and clarity comes from stillness. When you remove toxic people and distractions from your life, you create space for new opportunities, new relationships, and new ideas to find you. The right environment doesn't just inspire you. It challenges you to think bigger, act bolder, and become the person you've always wanted to be. Being around people who push you to do better, who celebrate your wins and hold you accountable when you slip, is one of the greatest catalysts for transformation. It's not easy to walk away from familiar energy, even when you know it's no longer good for you. But every time you choose yourself, every time you choose peace over drama, you take back a piece of your power. You begin to understand that solitude isn't loneliness, it's alignment. It's the space where you recharge, refocus, and rebuild. The people meant for you will never require you to dim your light to make them feel comfortable. They'll see your glow and want to shine with you. Growth may cost you relationships, but staying stagnant will cost you yourself. Choose wisely. Your peace is worth everything. No one is coming to save you, and the sooner you accept that truth, the free you become. Waiting for someone to rescue you, to believe in you, to give you permission, or to fix what's broken inside of you is the very thing that keeps you stuck. It's easy to fall into the mindset that, someday, things will change. Someday the right person will show up. Someday the perfect opportunity will come. Someday you'll feel ready. But someday isn't real. The only thing that's real is today, and what you choose to do with it determines the direction of your life. The moment you realize that no one owes you a better life, and that you are the only one responsible for creating it, everything shifts. You stop waiting and start doing. You stop hoping and start building. Taking full responsibility for your life is uncomfortable, because it removes the safety net of excuses. It means you can't blame your past, your parents, your job, or your circumstances. It's all on you. But that's not a burden. That's your power. The most successful, fulfilled, and peaceful people aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who decided that no matter how unfair life seemed, they would show up anyway. They learned that discipline beats motivation, that consistency builds confidence, and that small daily actions compound into massive transformation over time. The world doesn't hand you peace, success, or happiness. You earn it by showing up when no one's watching, by doing the hard things even when you don't feel like it, and by refusing to let your emotions dictate your effort. Self-responsibility is the foundation of freedom. When you stop waiting for others to change, you take back control of your time, your energy, and your future. You realize that you are capable of giving yourself everything you've ever expected from someone else: love, validation, direction, strength. When you start treating yourself like the hero of your own story, you stop chasing people who don't see your worth and start becoming the person you've always needed. It's not about being cold or detached, it's about being self-reliant. It's about knowing that your healing, your progress, and your growth are in your hands, not in anyone else's. The truth is, no one is coming because no one else can do your inner work for you. People can support you, inspire you, and guide you, but they can't walk your path. You are the only one who can take the next step, even when it's hard. You are the one who decides whether you'll stay a victim of your circumstances or rise as the creator of your reality. Every time you choose to take responsibility instead of making excuses, you strengthen your mindset and build resilience. And eventually, you stop craving rescue because you realize you were never powerless to begin with. You were just waiting to give yourself permission to take control. The moment you stop waiting for someone to save you and decide to save yourself, that's the moment your real life begins. So here's what I want you to remember as we close this out. Your growth, your peace, your success, your transformation, it's all within your control. No one is coming to hand you a perfect life. No one is coming to fix what feels broken. And no one is coming to push you toward your dreams. That responsibility, that power, it belongs to you. And that's not something to fear. It's something to celebrate. Because the moment you realize you are the only one who can turn your life around, you stop waiting and you start living. You stop playing small and start showing up for yourself in ways that no one else ever could. There will be days when it feels heavy, when your motivation is gone, and when it seems easier to quit than to keep trying. But I promise you, those are the moments that matter most. Because growth doesn't happen when everything feels right. It happens when you push through what's uncomfortable. That's how strength is built. That's how confidence is earned. And that's how you become unstoppable. You learn to trust yourself. You learn to stand on your own. You learn that your worth was never dependent on anyone's approval or recognition. So don't wait for someone to choose you. Choose yourself. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. Give it to yourself. Don't wait for perfect timing. The time is now. This moment, right here. Every second you spend believing in your own ability to grow is one step closer to the life you've always wanted. Stop searching for saviors and start becoming your own. Your growth is your responsibility. Your healing is your responsibility. Your success is your responsibility. And that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because that means nothing can stop you unless you stop yourself. So as you move forward from today, carry this truth with you. You are not behind, you are not broken, and you are not too late. You are becoming. Every choice you make from here on out is a brick in the foundation of your new life. Keep building. Keep showing up. Keep believing even when it's hard. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this message spoke to something deep inside you, take action on it. Don't just listen, live it. Reclaim your peace, take back your power, and remember, you've got everything it takes to become the person you've always known you could be. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep growing, because the world needs the strongest, most authentic version of you. Thank you truly for being here, for choosing to grow, and for never giving up on yourself.